Guys, what's going on? And welcome back to the channel. Today we have kind of a special video for you. I have a friend of mine, he is a collector and he wants to get his cards graded. And he wanted me to check to see if they're worth even sending to the grading company, period. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to inspect these cards for him. Also, we have a pretty cool I guess this is a package. So unpackaging of two of the Wolverine. One of them is a rainbow foil edition. The other one is just a regular Wolverine. But this was the Secret Lair drop series, right? So if you go to Wizards of the Coast, they have if you scroll down all the way to the bottom, there's something called Secret Lair. And you can click on that and it'll take you to all their secret drops. And that's kind of where you get these types of special edition releases that come out. But anyway, if you stay to the end, we're going to crack these open. These haven't even opened yet. So shout out to my boy Kareem for letting me open these. That truly is an honor and a privilege. Inside contains 5 cards, right? So there's 5 cards in each of these. That's really cool. I'm excited to see what we pull out of there. And then also here, if you look, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to break down for you if these cards are worth even sending to the grading company. So first off, we're going to start with this Captain America. Really cool looking card, right? Just off the rip. Captain America emerging through the flames. And he is throwing his shield, which he does. And everybody loves Captain America. All right, so if you look right here at the top is the first thing that I noticed with this card. I mean, it just caught my eye. There is whiting and chipping on one of the sides here. Now, let's go ahead and flip it to the side, okay? Now, if you notice right here, notice how these sides are pretty much perfect. Same thing here, perfect. We don't have any chipping, perfection all the way around until we pretty much get to the top. All right, so if we do a close-up here on the top, you could definitely tell that there is some chipping there. All right, so another thing too is, well, actually, not on this particular card. The centering is pretty good on this card, right? The way that you can tell with centering is up here at the top. You've got, if you look at that side right there, okay, and you compare it to this side right here, that gap in between where this Captain America title, right, this artistic work, how it's like almost peeling or whatever the case may be, this gap is very similar to this gap. So as far as left to right centering, we are doing really well. Also here, another marker that you could utilize would be this box, right? And you see how it kind of lumps out here on the sides. This side's gap is very similar to this gap. So we are actually within standard as far as left to right centering. Also here, you could probably, since the point in which you're going to tell from the gaps are the pointed tops, right? So that you see the points that go up here. So we're going to take that and we're going to try to reference down here at the bottom from the SLD with the star, and then English version, Ryan Pascott, I'm sure is, or Pancoast is the artist. So from there down should somewhat similarly match from here up. Okay, so if that chicken strip, what I call, is kind of similar to where those points reach up and matches that top line, our centering is good. And it does kind of look, you know, decent in centering. Here, now we're going to flip to the back, okay? And we always got to check the centering on the back. Backs don't always matter, but if sometimes they're really noticeable, they will dock you on it. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can tell you one issue with the back of this card. All right, notice these corners, right? So if you look at these corners, so you have perfect black corners all the way around, okay? Let's flip it to the side here until we get here, all right? And you notice that whiting right there? That whiting would get docked on corners. Everything has to be uniform. Also down here as well, if you look right there, there is some excess whiting that's kind of picking up from the corner right on this side as well. So Off the rip, this card I want to say is either a 9 and below. So it wouldn't be worth sending in. It would be worth just kind of keeping as is. And if he ever wanted to sell it for this card, we would just go ahead and sell it as is. Now, same card, right? But not everything's the same. But I do notice a pattern with Captain America. Now, I don't know if it was just a batch that he got, but if you look at that top line, right, once again, we're talking about how there is some whiting on that edge. Instantaneously, they're going to dock us on the sides because you want the sides to look perfect, right? Notice no whiting here on this side, barely any whiting on the bottom. And then if we go here on the top line, no whiting on the top line. So when it comes to grading, we are pretty much already working against the clock because of that white top or that white side or the chipping. Now on the back side here, okay, instantly off the rip, you notice this corner right here? We've got a lot of whiting on that corner. That corner is going to get noticed here. Looks really good, almost to perfection. This one too, just a little bit, but sometimes it's just an excess piece that didn't get cut properly. I don't think they dock too much for that. And then also we have whiting on this corner right here. So as you guys can notice, right, the Captain America, the surface is beautiful. I don't see any issues with the surface. Actually, yeah, I do kind of notice one. It would be hard to tell here, but you guys could probably see. I'm putting the light right there. There is definitely a little bit of an indentation on that. I didn't really check the Captain America surface on the other one, but since we were already at a deficit, you know, it's okay. We pretty much know we're not going to send those cards in. All right, on to the Iron Man. Iron Man looked decent. I think centering is a little off here. I can just tell off the rip. Now centering, it has to be 55-45 these days. Okay, they changed their standard. They're trying to tighten up. So if you look at the gap over here on this side, notice it's very crunched. It's almost squished compared to this side right here. This side's gap is a little larger, okay? And then top to bottom, centering looks decent. It's gonna be okay, all right? But for the most part, already we're probably at a 9 just because of centering. They're being very stringent upon that. This is a Iron Man full art, really cool looking card. It's got the red and blue the border on the box, the description of the card, and but the sides, right? Once again, let's talk about the sides. The sides look really good. I don't know if that's whiting here. No, probably not. But sides look very good. So on sides, we're really within standard, within limit. We're doing fine. It's just that the centering is bad. Now we flip it to the other side. Now, what's the first thing that you guys really can notice or tell here? The back centering, right? Back centering. Notice that this side, the gap, is a lot larger than this side. This side's thin. This side's wide. Corners look good, right? So you got your corner here, corner down there, but we have whiting on the corner down here. All right. So just because of the centering and just because of the whiting on the back of the corner, and that's pretty much it. It's just centering and whiting on the corners on the back. And also, what else did I say? It was the centering on the back wasn't as good as well. And you could tell, right? Because this side centering wasn't good. So obviously this side centering is not going to be good either because they cut it wrong. So that's kind of where we're at with that Iron Man. Here's our next Iron Man. Okay, they flipped it upside down. Interesting. I've never seen that before. All right. So off the rip here, right, guys? Centering looks decent. It's still wants to hug up on this side a little bit. It seemed like they just cut everything more to the left, right? The puncher went down, cut more off center to the left. Also here, you can tell by this gap and this gap, it's just not the same. All right, so you can definitely tell we are not really centered. I want to say top to bottom centering's okay. Okay, so the Magic's got that down. But on the back, the centering looks okay. It's decent. I see a little whiting just from that. Just looking through the camera here, also, we've got whiting on this top corner here. And, you know, maybe I'm just extremely scrutinous, but nowadays to save money because of how much cards are being graded for, right? You're at $16.99 for TCG. If you want to go sports cards related, you're at 20 bucks. This is for bulk value grading. So I'm not going to send these cards in, y'all. Like, this card is already at a 9. We would be losing money if we were to try to push it through. Now, does PSA miss stuff? Absolutely. They miss things all the time. That's the, you know, kind of the downside when it comes to human grading. We haven't really gotten to a point where we can do machine or AI or technological grading. We're still using humans to grade cards. I know Tag is using like innovated ways of grading cards, but for the most part, yeah. So none of these really checked out, my boy. So let's go ahead and crack these open though. All right, this is the Secret Lair Drop Series collab with Marvel. And this is the Wolverine Rainbow Foil Edition. I don't want to open that one just yet. I'm going to start with this one, okay? So it's the same thing essentially, except these are not going to be foil unless there's a special card in it, possibly. We'll see. These are 5 cards that he purchased on there. And once again, Kareem, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to open these. I feel bad opening these. I feel like people that buy things should be opening it themselves. But here we go. So we're going to go ahead and rip open the I'm the best at what I do, but what I do best isn't very nice. Logan Wolverine. Okay. Here's your thank you for being a part of the Secret Lair. So that's pretty cool. Hold that there, buddy. And boom. So contents of the package gone, right? Put that over here to the side. And here's our cards, right? Wolverine, the best there is. So I actually really like this card. So I went out and I purchased my own. This is my first ever Magic the Gathering card purchase. Wolverine, the best there is. This is the hollow foil. This card as well has some whiting on the corners. So definitely not going to send those to the grading company. But yeah, let's go ahead and, man, I almost want to call them to see if it's okay to crack these open. But here we go. So let's check it out. Let's see if there's anything that's worth grading in here. All right. So 1 pack opened here. So we're going to start off, put these down right here. I'm going to start off with the Wolverine, the best there is. So first off the rip here, looks like, right, as we can tell, we've got some scrunching going up on the centering, but it's not too noticeably bad. It's okay. It might pass. The surface looks, these are pack fresh cards, so I don't foresee them, you know, having any surface issues. These are really fresh right out the pack. So we're just looking at this point for any type of whiting, chipping, or anything on the back side. Centering on the back looks decent. I feel like this side is thicker than this side, and which it is. But no black, no whiting on any of the corners here. So That is an absolute plus. Okay. So yeah, in my honest opinion, these are grade worthy. This card is grade worthy. So we're gonna sleeve this. Okay, and you got to be very careful when you're putting those cards in, because if you peel up any of the white, these guys are gonna freaking ding you. And the centering is just enough where I feel comfortable sending it in. All right. Here's our second card here. This is called the Berserk. Now the Berserk is, I'm telling you right now, off the rip, I can tell the top centering is off compared to the bottom. Okay. Now I could be wrong because it looks like the artwork, it goes up. So I could be wrong. Maybe they're low cut like that. I'm going to have to ask my Magic the Gathering guy tomorrow what he thinks about the centering. But I just feel that this is a lot lower normally than what they have it. Okay. So here's another one. Do you guys notice a difference? It looks maybe just a touch off as far as centering goes. So cut a little bit lower than normal. This is a sweet card. Look at that Berserk in his brown suit. Got the Sentinel in the background. Really dope card. These are some cool cards. Surface, right? We just use the glare to make sure that the surface checks out. Surface looks good. And let's go back here on the back side. Centering looks good enough, good enough. And I'm not seeing any whiting on the corners. So once again, right? I'm taking a shot. Didn't see any whiting on the corners. And guys, just so you know, sports cards, Magic, any of that, anything with black borders is tough. Sometimes you can get away if the cards borders or cards backgrounds are white. There's a lot of people that grade sports cards with a white back because there's less that you can catch with the eye. Whenever it's black back or black bordered, you can catch whiting and any type of chipping. So we are 2 for 2 already. That's pretty sweet. Here we have the rite of passage. This is a rite of passage. So it seems like they cut them this way. All right. And I'll just have to double check too, and we can always reference. But also, this side is a little snug compared to this side. You notice this gap's wider on this rite of passage label than this side. Not enough to really not send it. I'm willing to still send it as long as everything else checks out, right? So if you got one little error on one thing, you know, it's fine to be wrong in one category, but the rest of the card really has to check out. Now, also on the back centering, right, and you can tell they cut it just a little bit wrong. And the back centering, this side is a little squished compared to this side. So if it's centering is the only issue, I don't see any whiting on the corners. Everything else looks good. You know, this one, I'd probably have to look at a couple more or a little bit more before sending, but it definitely might be worth giving it a shot. Okay. Rhythm of the Wild. Rhythm of the Wild. So we got a Rhythm of the Wild. This is Wolverine. Just kind of like in the wild here. The centering looks, once again, it's just they cut it a little bit more over on this side than they did this side. All right. Now I'm starting to sound like a broken record player. But also, one thing I do notice, do you guys notice the chipping? Let me take this out from the background. Let me put this in the background, actually. That might help you see better. So do you guys notice the whiting on the top border? So that side is whiting. So instantly, I am not interested in sending this card to the grader. The backs look fine. All right, maybe a little whiting on this top corner here. But yeah, so I'm definitely not going to send this card. This card is already at a 9 and below. All right, and then we have one more, which is really cool. Well, actually, you got two more here. Oh, snap. That's dope. All right. So right here we have adamantium bonding tank. So this is where he was bonded with adamantium. This is how he basically got his beginning. The uh, centering looks solid. Okay. I'm liking it. Is there any whiting in the back? Looks good. There is just a touch of whiting on this, but that's the only issue that I see. Overall, this card looks solid. I would take my chances. I always try to take my chance. And then the surface looks good. I don't see any surface indentations, any scratches or marks. So I would definitely take a shot on this. A lot of the times, you know, what you could do is you could split one side to make it to make it easier going to the penny sleeve. And last but not least, we have a foil of. All right, stand by. Let me go ahead and do this properly here. We have a foil of Groot, baby Groot, in the with the Wolverine tree or leaves growing his hair. Centering looks solid. Looks like it might be cut a little low, but hey, that might just be how they cut it. Let's just hope that's the case. All right, we're gonna flip it to the back. We have, yeah. All right, so just to prove my point on the upper lower centering, notice how the bottom line here, right, or this bottom line is just lower or more squished than the top line. All right, so it's a lot thicker, richer down here, up there, and then down here, it's just thinner. So there is an issue with the cut. The top-down centering isn't as good, but the left to right centering is flawless, right? You look at this side and this side, pretty much match up, look the same. Also with this particular card here, we've got some whiting on the corner, right? So, but it's such a cool card, I want to send it anyway. But yeah, unfortunately, I wouldn't send it. We'd be at a 9. I'd have to basically just check values to see if it would even be worth sending. If not, we're not going to send it. But that's just the case. And once again, I like to pop that side. It makes it easier to just throw in. And there you go. Prevents from dinging up any corners. All right, so just quick run through again. We've got the unnatural growth, the baby Groot, or that's more like a youth or child Groot. You've got adamantium bonding tank, rite of passage, berserk, and Wolverine, the best there is. All right. So, and then we also have Rhythm of the Wild. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in that. Am I tripping, y'all? No, there really were 6 cards. They give you 6 cards when they stated that there were only 5, unless I was reading only 1. Yeah, so it does state that there are only 5 cards. So he got an extra card in that one. It's pretty dope. Unless I'm wrong, you guys let me know in the comment section below. All right, so one last one. Here we go. Once again, man, shout out to my boy Kareem. Thank you for giving me the honor and the privilege of doing this. This is a way better way, just kind of, I'm the best at what I do. Got another one of those, right? And pull that out, put it there. Contents empty in the box. And here we have the Wolverine foil set. So these I'm predicting is just all going to be rainbow foils in here. All right. So let's go ahead and start with this sick card right here. These cards go for about 35. I paid 35 for this card. The centering looks good at the top. Okay. Top down centering looks good. It seems like whenever they cut these particular cards compared to these cards right here with the solid title, right? You notice how these have the groove title or the artistic cut title. These are cut a little bit lower, and these seem to be cut a little bit higher. It's pretty interesting. That's just little quirks that I notice. But yeah, overall here, right? Let's look at the surface. I don't see any issues with the surface. Centering looks good. There is a little bit of a scratch, I feel, right there. I don't think that that's normal. So that might be a surface issue dock right there off the rip. And then on the back side, if you look at all the corners, I'm not seeing any whiting on the corners, right? Corners look pretty flawless. And then also centering on the back looks really, really good. I do see some whiting on this side right here. I wonder if that's just like a piece of lint or something. I can take a microfiber to it later and see if I can pull it off. But for the most part, I think that scratch would dock us just off the rip. You know, that's just me being picky in particular. That's something that I can speak with him a little bit later on. Give it a little peel back, make sure I don't nick any corners. And the Wolverine best there is right there. Very nice in centering. I'm just nervous about that little bit of a scratch mark on the surface. And on the back side is this white mark here. Okay, so moving on. Here's the Berserk foil with the Sentinel in the background. All right, so let's check it out here. Overall centering this time is a little hugged up on this side. So this side is a little squished compared to this side. There's more gap on this side. Surface looks pretty good. I don't see any issues with the surface. Let's flip it around on the back. Okay, on the back side, you can tell that the centering, once again, as in the front, was cut a certain, maybe a little bit more over to this left side. So it was squished up on this back side too. And also down here, I see whiting, as you can see on the corner, right? So they're cutting it like this, y'all, from the manufacturer. I mean, these are fresh cards coming out of Magic the Gathering packs, and they're getting dinged up on the corners just off the rip. So it's kind of sad, disappointing, but you know, that's what makes cards like these rare. If you get one that's a Gem Mint 10, you have a rare card. So I don't know if we would send this one, but you know, at the same time, it's just all up to him. If he wants to just push everything out to the grader, I definitely will. All right, here, once again, this side is squished up compared to this side, so more of a gap on this right side of the cards. And surface looks good. Surface looks good. Flip it around to the back side. Centering looks good on the back. Let's check the corners. Corner looks good. Just a slight, I don't know if you can even tell. Probably have to use the black background right there. Just a slight bit of whiting there on that. You could probably see it right now. And then also we have just a little bit of whiting on the cut down here on this corner, as you can see. And here as well, got whiting. So this card I wouldn't send at all. Rite of Passage. Boom. Rhythm of the Wild. Really cool card. Centering looks spot on right off the gate. Now we're looking at surface, seeing if you can find any surface issues. I don't really see too much surface issues. Surface shouldn't be an issue with these new fresh cards. Back centering is a little off, right? I don't even have to show you guys anymore at this point. We're just cruising. So whiting, 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 and whiting. So a lot of whiting on the corners. It's just the way they're cutting them. Either they're rushing to put product out, and they're not being very particular and careful. But yeah, that's what I'm noticing the most, is that the corners with the whiting that they have is not good. Adamantium bonding tank here once again. The centering looks solid to me. Surface looks decent enough. There is some chipping issue right here as far as the centering go or the surface goes. You'd have to see it in person, but they would probably notice that. Centering on the back is off. We've got a little bit of whiting on that corner, and this one and this one as well. Some whiting, as you can see. So, and then also up here on the side, if you guys notice here, there's a little bit of whiting. I don't know what that is. Looks like peelage or something, but that wouldn't fly. All right, and last but not least, we have a Groot. We got a Groot. So one more time, let me go ahead and be careful and just slide this underneath. Pick the card up like that. That way I'm not grabbing and messing it up. So here we have a natural growth, right? The Groot card centering looks good. Not tripping about the centering. Surface looks decent. There's a little bit of a line. You guys can probably see it right here. There's that line that's going across. I would be wary of that. It goes all the way across. They call those print lines. Happens. It's just from when those machines get old, they start leaving marks on the cards. Also, we've got a little bit of whiting on this corner here, but for the rest of the card, it looks good. So we got centering and the print line. So I think already we're at a 9 on this one as well. So I don't know. I'd have to really, really think about sending this one. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. You know, I'll do a quick run through again of what we got out of that. So these are your foils. Wolverine, the best there is. Berserk, Rite of Passage, Rhythm of the Wild, Adamantium Bonding Tank, and the Unnatural Growth. Here are our non-foils, right? Wolverine, the best there is. Berserk, Rite of Passage, Adamantium Bonding Tank, and the Natural Growth. You guys let me know in the comment section below which one is your favorite. Which one do you think looks the coolest of all of that we showed off today? So the Iron Man looks pretty dope, and the Captain America. I think this one's my favorite. Y'all let me know in the comment section below what you think. But anyways, wow, 30 minutes of just grading, analysis, and going through my boys' cards, just trying to see if there's anything worth grading. There are a few cards in here that would possibly be sent out. I don't know. We'll see. I have to look through them again. But, you know, just watch out for whiting, those centering issues. Also be careful if you've got more than one issue. Normally you're already starting at a 9 and below. Okay, but for the most part, if you have just one thing, send it, because you know you might be able to get away with that. If you have multiple things that catch the eye, more than likely these guys sit there and look at cards every day. It's going to catch their eye as well, and you're already going to be at a deficit. So shout out to everybody that subscribes to the channel, that likes my videos. If you're not subscribed, please to the channel. We'll see you guys in the next one. If you like videos like this, please leave in the comment section below what you like about it. And also let me know what card you thought looked really cool in there, huh? All right. But yeah, man, Card and Soul, Pat Lana, we out of here, all right? Talk to you soon. Peace.